What is up? Your host, first-time host for Due to Bet Daily. We are back, and it is a huge weekend. We've got our guys on site. We've got Samich at the Haskell. We've got Halterman at the CCA Oaks at Saratoga. So it's up to us three here to bring this home. We might have a special guest here shortly. What's up, Papa Dude and Magic?
Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing, Jared? Good to see you, man. Have you been at the beach? Were you actually at the beach? Yeah.
No, I've been at the pool.
Well, I saw a bunch of pictures. Who was at the beach?
Oh, the boys are at the beach.
The boys are at the beach. Okay, I saw the pictures.
Yeah, they're on their way home currently from the beach. So yeah, they look like they've been getting they're like super dark right now. Let's just put it that way. So, I was gonna say I don't look tan. I definitely do not. So I was
where'd they go, Jared?
They went down to like Gulf Shores area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they've been gone a week. They get back today. So I'm very excited to have them back. And we probably won't be at the pool anytime soon because they're probably sick of the water at this point. But Magic, you've got what is that? Fight Club? What is it?
Oh, it says Gun Club on it. It's an AEW thing. That's all you need to know.
See, you got the wrong crowd here with you today.
You do.
Because we don't give a shit about that. So
I mean, the one person who does care is giving us crotch shots from the car as he's trying to get Saratoga right now.
Well, you can save your crotch shots for you guys texting later privately. But what's up, Magic?
Hey, listen, Del Mar was opening day was fun until like it was Del Mar. It started out great, which was nice. I know Aaron went I want to say 3 for 3 to start off with the free picks at racingdudes.com. So even if you're someone who doesn't like to pay or doesn't want to pay for free picks, Aaron's free picks for Del Mar crushed yesterday. He had Kid Corleone that he gave out on the show yesterday as his long shot was 10-1 morning line. I think it went off at 8-1. By the way, Doug O'Neill has now won at least one race on opening day of Del Mar every year starting in 2018. That's impressive. And if you remember 2018, he did it he had 4 or 5, and we all just went, well, there's the training title for the year. So, but yeah, Del Mar was fun. We're not touching Del Mar today because Del Mar's tough.
Yeah, it was. He went off yesterday to kick off the meet. The Del Mar premium picks. I think we had over $9,000 in payouts. Yeah, like that Kid Corleone. I think it's 7-8-1 he had, which he gave out on this show yesterday for our best value plays. He gave that out. He carried the load for us yesterday because I got nosed out. It's funny when we were talking about our best bets and whatnot, and I gave you mine. I said, it's one of those races that you could be right and wrong at the same time. You could easily get nosed out. And what happened to my best play? He literally got nosed out. It was almost a dead heat. Brutal loss. Mm-hmm. But we are back, and we've got Papa Dude to maybe get us back on track here. Although I gave you a little shade yesterday, privately, don't worry, because I asked, after you got routed I heard you were not happy about the Marlins pick the other day.
No, I was not.
I asked Halpern if you picked the Red Sox last night.
That was a good one too, wasn't it? I did go with Toronto last night.
Who you got today?
Today, you want my pick right now?
I don't know how this goes. I don't know.
No.
To give us a pick, we can talk about the racing way. How do they do this normally?
Well, I'll just go ahead and give you. Has anybody else got a baseball pick today? Probably not.
You and Magic actually both have baseball, so why don't we get that out of the way, and then we'll get to racing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm really going with a dandy today. I am going to pick the Royals today. So, I don't know if you follow baseball at all, Jared. If you do, you're crazy. But anyway.
Especially this time of the year.
Exactly. And I don't follow it just a whole lot, but I do pick games every day. I think they might have a shot tonight. Now, I'm a little bit worried. Anytime you pick the Royals, you have to be worried. And they're going up against a red-hot team in Tampa Bay that's won 7 out of 8. But Tampa's thrown out a guy today that's only thrown 4 innings all year. And he's coming off an injury. He's 0-1, 6.75 ERA. He's not pitched hardly at all. They've won 7 of 8. Isn't it time for them to lose? Well, you would think so, but they're playing the Royals. But anyway, the Royals have I think their best pitcher going tonight, Brady Singer. 4.3 or 4-3 record, 4.02 ERA. Pretty solid, pretty consistent. Would be a really good pitcher on a good team, I think. I think if he had more run support, he would have won some more games. They were playing better, and then the All-Star break came along, and they struggled right before the break, and they've lost 4 in a row. Law of averages says their time to win. I like the pitching matchup. Tampa's due to lose. Royals at minus 105. I think there's a shot that they get that tonight. So that's my baseball pick.
I think that's if you're betting on the Royals, I think, which I don't hate that pick, but if you considering the pitching matchup, that's what I look at when I'm making baseball pick. That's the kind of bet you just every once in a while check the score to see how it's doing. That's not a game I don't think you necessarily want to be watching pitch by pitch. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Do something else with your night. Don't watch the Royals.
Exactly. I didn't say I was going to watch Jared. I didn't say I was going to watch it.
Just check the scores. Just check. That's why they have ESPN. Magic. All right. Fight Club. What do you got?
So I'm going to go baseball too. I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I got them at -1 on the run line there. Hosting the San Francisco Giants. Classic rivalry. I didn't know much about it until I moved to the West Coast. Let me tell you, these fans hate each other. This is a rivalry that the best bet, really, if you could, bet on at least 2.5 fights in the grandstand during the game. That's like a given on a Saturday night in Los Angeles, night game. The Giants have already lost 2 straight in this series. By the way, at least one of those fights will just be Dodgers fans. Dodgers fans love to fight each other as much as Giants fans. Don't understand that. Dodgers are getting Julio Urias back on the mound. He went 7 innings against the Angels last time out, allowing just 1 run. It is the Angels, so that's kind of the performance you'd expect from a good pitcher. But the guy won 20 games last year. People don't really talk about him in the Cy Young and the MVP voting. The Dodgers are 32-13 at home this year. The Giants are 22-23 on the road. And they've also lost their last 4 road starts when they got Alex Wood starting. Guess who's on the mound for the San Francisco Giants on the road in Los Angeles? Alex Wood. So let's go Dodgers -1, boys.
Dude, I don't bet a ton of baseball, but betting run lines in baseball, just to me, it's like I think that's super sketchy. It's because like the other day I gave out the Astros win, which we got it, but I mean you had to sweat it out. They won by 1 run. So that I mean watching baseball with the line. So you feel like what's the over under on that game? 8?
Yeah, it's at 8 right now.
All right. Well, all right. So Magic has the Dodgers on -1 on the run line, -130 is what you're getting for that. Let's get to some horse racing. And look at that. Speak of the devil, I don't know if he's ready to go or not. I'll let him bring himself in. We've got Halterman in the back end waiting. He's at Saratoga. Of course, we got let's start with Saratoga. We got Saratoga Racing. We got the CCA Oaks at Saratoga. We got the Haskell, of course, is the headline with Taba versus Jack Christopher at Monmouth Park. You got Del Mar action out Magic's way. So we got a ton of racing. Let's start with Saratoga. I guess we'll just go ahead, Matt. Samich is not here. He'll be live. By the way, he'll be live on the ABR feed today, talking about, of course, the big day of racing. He's at the Haskell. So make sure you guys check that out. What time is that coming on, Magic? Do you know?
Let me find the tweet. He tweeted about it.
All right, I will kill time until you find that. Okay, let's go to Saratoga for Samich's. Samich gave his pick. He's not here, but he gave his best bet. And we're going to go to Saratoga Race 2. This is a claiming race, 35K claiming race, going 5.5 furlong sprint on the turf. Got a bunch of scratches in here, so it's scratched down to a field of 6. And he went with the 7 Brazilian Air as his best bet. 8-5 morning line. Obviously, that's going to be different with all the scratches out of that race. You've got 2 big shorter prices, I should say. 7-5, 6-5, 3-1, all out of that race. So that 8-5 is you're going to be careful with that. Make sure you get, we like to keep it above even money here. So make sure you demand that price. But number 7 Brazilian Air, was that a pick that you used on top, Magic?
I mean, I think it's a pretty easy horse to try and steal, especially with the scratches. You lost 3 of them in here, including a nice horse and risk profile that could have made some noise. I think that, he's 8-5 in the morning line. The next price of the horse that's left in is 6-1. It's not Mike's fault necessarily that the scratch is here, but that's going to be a very short price. So I think 4 to 5 even money is probably what you're looking at. So just be very confident. If you're going to do any multi-race wagers, you either have to single or play against that horse in the sequence.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, if you're using, that pick for your betting, that's a good single for that sequence there in the early section of the card, because obviously playing that horse to win might be, a little bit of an underlay, considering the pricing of the horse's scratch. Papa Dude, did you look at this race at all?
No, I did not.
He's on
Magic's been on here with me before. I thought we were going to cover Monmouth, so I really I triggered that one, man. I'm in on this. But here's the deal, Jared, with his bet. He must not think that's going to go below 8 to 5, right, Magic? Or he wouldn't have picked that.
Well, I think he was looking at it before scratches when the horses were in.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know about the scratch.
Okay, all right. I got you.
We can give him shit about it, though, if you want, because, he gets us shit about not letting us get short prices on horses, and here he is picking a 3 to 5 shot, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Rodney, yes, we watched it. I know you've been asking. We did watch the King George Magic. You tweeted out about that. How about that race?
Oh, I didn't watch the King George. I watched a different race. I only watched Naval Power. King George can kiss my ass. America all the way. Nobody watched King George.
You look very American.
I hope he's cold and dead in the ground still. That's what I think about King George.
Wow. You look very American wearing your headband there.
He's got his gun club headband on. He's a little violent this morning, don't you think?
I know. You look like you starred in Karate Kid or something.
That's what I was going for there. No, I will watch it back, Rodney. I wasn't paying attention to that this morning. Naval Power, though. Naval Power got to win. That's a horse, that 2-year-old for Charlie Appleby. Watch to see if they bring him to Keeneland for the Breeders' Cup. That horse, holy hell.
Okay, I know that you did not watch, or you didn't look. You weren't planning on Saratoga, but I know, Papa Dude, a little something about Nest and Secret Oath, especially Secret Oath, being an Oakland guy like myself.
Exactly.
It's going to be one hell of a matchup. Halterman is there, so hang on. We'll go to Halterman. Hey, what's up?
Finally, I got some service, man. Yeah, it's good. I'm here. I'll turn the camera there. You can see the paddock bar right there. Going to be there soon. It's awesome, man. I can't believe it. I'm finally back. It's been like almost a year, dude.
How's the paddock bar? Is it everything? Is it all the hate that it deserves?
It looks freaking awesome from the looks of it. Like, if you want to see it again, I don't know if I've got it right on there, but that looks like a pretty cool spot. Like I said, I'm waiting for Vinny to give me my pass, and I'm going to go. That's the first place I'm going. You know that. So it looks cool from the outside so far.
There you go. Well, you was perfect timing when you popped in, because we just started talking about the CCA Oaks, which is the headline, of course, for today's racing at Saratoga. You've got the Secret Oath versus Nest matchup. How are you feeling about this race? What's the buzz like on the track? Does it feel like it's a big day at the races?
It feels like it's a huge day. I mean, you remember last year we came, it was busy, but it wasn't like just crazy. It's crazy driving through here today, man. A lot of traffic. It's a lot of people. Look at it. Look at everybody. I mean, everybody's coming in already, and we still got an hour. So yeah, I mean, it feels like a big day here. Everybody's pumped. I'm pumped. I think Nest is going to win, but I don't know, man. Secret Oath, I'm kind of rooting for her, even though I picked Nest.
I know it's a perfect kind of race because we love Secret Oath. We obviously both picked Nest to beat her, but it's one of those that unless something crazy happens and they don't both lose, you're going to be happy with the result, because I think you're going to get a showdown from the top of the stretch, and you're really going to be able to see who's better.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kind of sucks once you get into the game and get to know all these people. It's like, shit, I really want Secret Oath to win.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
we had a good run.
Yeah. It worked for a while.
Yeah. Okay, well, Jared, dude, what are your thoughts of the race?
Jared, do you think if Secret Oath wins this race, do you think, like I do, she doesn't get the credit maybe she deserves yet? Do you think this is the race that might put her over the top and she starts getting the credit that she is a very good filly?
Oh yeah, I think because of the way that he's tried to campaign her, which I don't hate at all, but it's like she peaks, and then they run her in the Arkansas Derby. It doesn't go so well, so now she's not very good. And then she runs well the Kentucky Oaks. She's really good. Then she runs the Preakness, doesn't run super great. And then Ness pops up and runs big in the Belmont, and all of a sudden it's like, who cares about Secret Oath a little bit, you know?
Right.
So I love the fact that, like I've mentioned a lot and on Blinkers Off, like small field, you're not going to get a ton of issues in terms of, you know, who's got traffic trouble. Like you should be able to see Ness versus Secret Oath top the stretch and see who's better, right?
Yeah, Magic. What do you think? You're kind of probably not as biased as Jared and I are with Lucas and Secret Oath. It's hard for me to be objective, Jared. You know, I'm a Lucas guy, maybe more than you.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah, and you know, because I'm old, so I kind of know how hard it is to work of any kind at this age. And you know, I'm so big of an admirer of the fact that he can still do this. Magic, what do you think?
Is my mic working?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I've been hitting the mute button because I'm still coughing a bit, so I keep hitting the mute button. Sometimes I forget if it's on or off. At least that's my excuse this time. I'm with Aaron. I think Nest is going to get the job done. Looking at it objectively, I think that if you look last year, Malathat coming into the race was looking at it like from a pace listed race, and she had to kind of be on the front end, and she's kind of a grinding type. They have very, very similar breeding, but Nest is a lot more reactive when you push the button. She has a bit more of a kick, whereas Secret Oath, I think, is not necessarily a grinder, but she's a big filly that needs to have room to run. And it's a small field, but I think that she's really going to have to be more trip dependent, whereas Nest, I think, is going to be really sneaky here. Not sneaky, but I think she'd be really tough. Not sneaky at even money favorite.
You know, one thing that me and Halterman talked about a ton on Blinkers Off was like the key of this race is you cannot let Secret Oath get the jump on you if you're Nest and your IRAD, because that's been the issue for Nest her last two races. You know, the Oaks, she had a little bit traffic trouble. You know, by that time Secret Oath had zipped on by her. Mm-hmm. You know, Nest came running and she kept coming. And the same thing in the Belmont. You know, she had to check a little bit, whereas her stable partner Mo Donegal just cruised on by. And then once she got out, she was coming. Like the key is, like, Secret Oath is so solid. She runs her race every time. You know, she makes that big run, but then she kind of flattens out a little bit. So it's such an interesting race in terms of race riding, because if you're Saez, it's like you need to make sure you get the jump on Nest. And if you're Nest and IRAD, you want to make sure you don't. That doesn't happen. So it's going to be very much a rider's race in terms of who goes and how this race plays out. It's race 5 on the card, which is great because you get it, like Halterman said, you know, you get it out of the way because we're so nervous to watch this, and it comes, you know, we get to do it before the big card, of course, gets really going at Monmouth Park. So yeah, this is a doozy, guys. This is race, like I said, race 5, the coaching club at 3:16 Eastern time. Nest versus Secret Oath. What do you say? Let's go to. I'll transition to my best bet of the day, which brings us to back to Monmouth Park, I should say. And I'm gonna go with race number 8, and this is the Monmouth Cup Stakes, grade 3, going 400K. Going a mile and 1/8, and this is how about an old friend of mine? I have a backup as well, just because I don't know what it's kind of similar to Samaj. It's maybe not quite as bad. I don't know what you're going to end up getting, but number 7, Highly Motivated for me, 6-5 morning line. So you got to be careful. Make sure you demand that. I wouldn't bet the source underneath even money, but Highly Motivated, of course, the horse that was once a Derby kind of horse, you know, finished 10th in the Derby last year. Of course, almost won that Bluegrass the race prior to almost beat Essential Quality that day, just ran a huge race. You know, we didn't see this horse again since after the Kentucky Derby until April this year, where he came back, ran 4th, kind of ran flat a little bit, but then came back to a mile race last time out with Pratt aboard again. It ran really nice, you know. And today going a mile and 1/8 with this distance, I think this horse should get this just fine, because again, we saw this horse damn near beat the champion Essential Quality in the Bluegrass, and I like the steps this horse is making into this race. You know, going the 7 furlong, going the mile and 1/8 now. The 6 Pipeline, the stablemate, obviously very good horse, speedy horse. So I think that's the way the race kind of stands out, where you have the 6 go and highly motivated and Flavian kind of get the catbird seat there and see pouncing late. So highly motivated for me, but like I said, you got to demand a price. What did you guys think of this one?
I like it a lot. That's my top pick too. I think if the horse is ready to go, there's no reason why he wouldn't be. I really like that too. I think you might get that 6-5 too, with Pipeline drawing a lot of money also. So I like it a lot, Jared.
Yeah, I agree with you, Papa Dude. Mike Samich and I did this as part of the cross country pick 5. That it's between Monmouth, Saratoga, and Woodbine, and we both singled the 7 as well. I think you have to pick between the 6 or the 7, between the 2 Chad Browns, and which one do you trust going a mile and an eighth, the horse that missed by a head as a maiden, or the horse that missed by a neck to the champion horse, Essential Quality. So I'm going to go with highly motivated here too.
Yeah, it's certainly nice to see Flavian, get this mount back when he returned and as stayed put, and of course coming with him here is a big factor. Now my backup play, in case this horse, is weight, I don't know what time does this race go off? 3:29. This next one goes off. Yeah. So if that horse goes off below even money, my backup play is back at Saratoga, race 8. It's an allowance race. And how about this? Not to be confused with highly motivated, same number 7, highly respected for Chad Brown and Claravich. So I'm going Claravich on the best bets. Again, allowance race, Saratoga race 8, number 7, highly respected. Back-to-back seconds in the Bay Shore. Of course, got beat by Witt that day. And then an allowance race at Belmont on a muddy track. I think this horse has just been so close to breaking through. Gets Irad Ortiz, who's going to sit a perfect trip here. So I like the 7, highly respected, 9-5 morning line. I think you'll get definitely above even money. So that's my backup play if highly motivated is below even money in this race at Monmouth Park. So that is my best bet. So we've got those out of the way. There you go. Thank you, Magic. It's good to have you here. There's the plays there. So Papa Dude, KC Royals, you've got -105 on that. Magic, Dodgers, -1 run line. You get -130 there. My best bet, Monmouth race 8, number 7, 6-5 morning line. And then it's Samich's Saratoga race 2. So that's coming up here soon. Number 7, 8-5 morning line. Again, be careful with that one because that horse is definitely going to be below the 8-5 morning line. 4-7 on the weekly record, -2.7 units. We started off hot to start the week, and we have a little bit of a meltdown happening right now. So we need to bounce back today. I like these plays. I think we have, it's been, my pick obviously got nosed out yesterday. Samich runs second, I feel like, every day when he gives a pick. So we've been close. It's just been one of those last couple days on the picks. But all right, let's go to last thing. I know it's kind of a big day, right? For the Haskell. Papa Dude's done his homework. So bring that back up for me, Magic, Leah. Let's go to the Haskell. And this is, again, race 12 on the card at Monmouth Park today. $1 million, mile and eighth. When you're in for the Breeders' Cup Classic, you know the drill. And you've got Taba, the 2-horse, back with trainer Bob Baffert. He's the 7-5 morning line favorite. Jack Christopher, the 7-horse. Chad Brown, Jose Ortiz, 3-2 morning line. Got to think that I think Jack Christopher is going to go off the favorite here versus Taba. Papa Dude, I mean, I know that it's seemingly a 2-horse race, but how'd you approach this now that Taba's back with Bob Baffert?
Well, I got a couple of thoughts. It all boils down to, can Jack Christopher get the distance, right? Don't we all kind of agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
He's quality. There's no doubt. So that's the key. We don't know. And anytime you don't know, then there's doubt. You start looking at others. The thing about Taba, if Baffert wasn't back training it, would that horse be 7-5?
No, not after the Derby effort.
No. So I'm not high. That one race the horse won was incredible. And all of us jumped on the bandwagon. And then the horse didn't run very well in the Derby. And now we're thinking Bafford's back. And of course, Bafford is a great trainer. There's no question about that. And he will have that horse ready. So we got to look at him. But I don't know that he should be 7-5. I don't see anything in his record to where he's 7-5 in this race when you've got Cyberknife, who's a quality horse. And we're kind of forgetting White Barrio here a little bit, I think. To me, those two horses have done more than Taba. So it's kind of where my thoughts are a little bit on that, looking at it realistically, but we can't look at horse racing realistically, because when we do, we get our hearts broke a lot. I think if Jack Christopher gets the distance, he wins. That's just the way I look at it. That's my top pick. Cyberknife is very interesting to me. Will the talent come through? We don't know. Brad Cox horses get better sometimes. So that's a threat to me. And then maybe Taba in their third. I don't know. I just don't think Taba's going to win. That's the way I look at it.
Magic.
Yeah. Listen, I think that you said it right, but it's going to be Cyberknife is the one that if you don't want to use Jack Christopher Taba, I went close. I went 2-1 exacta cold because I think Taba and Cyberknife are the winners. But yeah, it's between Jack Christopher, Taba. Jack Christopher's dam didn't win whenever she tried going 2 turns, and both of his older siblings are over going 2 turns, and he is by a champion sprint sire. If this race was 2 turns at a mile, 2 turns at a mile and the 16th, sure, let's talk about it. Mile and an 1/8, boys, that's where we separate the children from the men, and I think that's where we're going to see Jack Christopher fall apart. I think that ultimately, you remember Practical Joke a few years ago, Jared? Possibly the most talented horse in that crop, but man, he was great in the Haskell, but he didn't get the job done. He couldn't do a mile and an 1/8, but at 1 turn, boy, Practical Joke was sharp as shit. So I think that's what you're going to see here. Jack Christopher's going to put in a great effort, but put him third at most in your exotics. Leave him off the exacta.
But they got prime here, right, Magic? They've got
absolutely. Especially because he was going to be the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile until he got scratched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's a lot of question that Jack Christopher is probably the most talented horse in the race. And that's saying a lot coming from me because I love Taba and have, since March. But Jack Christopher's been, he hasn't lost a race. He's been unbelievable. He's just dusting fields, but he hasn't faced a field by any means close to what he's going to, and I will say a horse close to what he's faced with Taba. It's a very interesting race. I think Cyberknife is so interesting to me. He keeps getting more and more interesting to me because what if Taba just, isn't that good? What if it, the San Antonio Derby was great, but he just isn't quite, what we thought he was. What if Jack Christopher can't get the distance? Someone's got to win, and Cyberknife keeps running in these kind of, Brad Cox keeps putting him in these kind of races for a reason, right? And let's not forget, like Papa Dude said, he won the Arkansas Derby, and he's gonna sit the right. He's got the perfect style of a horse that, Jack Christopher. We know he's got a ton of speed. Taba, he's got a ton of speed. It's like they falter. Who's that coming? That's Cyberknife. Here he comes. So he's super dangerous. I don't hate at all playing I think if you're playing a cold exact or whatever, you've got to toss one of the two, Taba or Jack Christopher. You can't play them both. Use Cyber. I like playing getting a little dicey here. Play the 1 over 2-7 or something like that, the exactive, and hope that Cyberknife can nail one of them at the wire, whichever one that might be. I think that's a very interesting play because you're going to get, Cyberknife's going to be completely overlooked here based off of the 2 big horses in the race. So yeah, I think the other interesting aspect of this race is who do you guys think? I'll say this: when they hit the back side of the the backstretch there, who's in the lead, Taba or Jack Christopher?
What do you think, Magic?
Who's in the lead? Neither one of them. Howling Time's leading. Howling Time's in here to go fast. That's why he's here. Howling Time's here to do that. That's all.
Well, that's wrong answer number 1. What do you got, Papa Dude?
I don't know. I kind of like Magic's analysis a lot, except when he does CFL football.
By the way, the game got postponed. There's supposed to be a game tonight, and I was
wondering why you didn't do that pick.
Because they got postponed for COVID outbreak.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Saskatchewan lost their top 2 quarterbacks among a bunch of other players. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Aaron, I don't know. Don't you think Jack Christopher's got to get out there? I just don't know. I don't know.
You know, Halterman and I, we went back and forth on this. You know, it's so interesting because you have 2 horses that obviously have a ton of speed in Jack Christopher and Taba. Taba drawing the inside makes you think that he's going to go. We know Bob Baffert, he's won this race 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what wins for him? It's speed, right? You just don't mess around. You just go. I think that's the biggest. If you're Mike Smith, if you're Baffert, the way you get beat here is you let Jack Christopher go out and do his thing on the front end, and then he could get brave and stay on. But if you can kind of, let's just say, punish him a little bit early in the race, where you make him track a horse like Taba, you know what I mean? Like he might, especially going longer for the first time, he may lose that move, that deadly move he makes where he just puts horses away. So I think the best strategy is Taba to go, and Jack Christopher have to be forced to make a decision if you want to try to go with him or sit off and try to track him.
Yep. Again, you're being realistic and you're making perfect sense.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I get it perfectly right, probably. Not often, but sometimes. So, all right. Final thoughts. You guys have any final thoughts on the day at Monmouth Park?
It should be a great day. I think it'll be fun to watch these.
Monmouth tends to be chalky on this day in my recent experience. So, if you have opinions on short price favorites, press them. $20 pick threes or, rolling daily doubles, that sort of thing. Take stabs where you can, but don't go crazy. Monmouth tends to be pretty chalky, even without Navarro in service there.
Yeah, and of course, before this, you got the United Nations, a Grade 1 turf race. You got really good horses in that one. So yeah, it's going to be a hell of a day. Can you bring that back up?
I closed it by accident. I'll pull it up in a second.
Okay.
Sorry.
The final picks here are Papa Dude, KC Royals -105, Magic Dodgers -1, run line at -130. I've got the Monmouth Race 8, number 7, 6-5 morning line, and Samich Saratoga Race 2, number 7, 8-5 morning line. Again, make sure you check those odds. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Papa Dude and Magic and everybody. Have a great day and good luck at Saratoga. Good luck in the Haskell. Good luck if you're playing baseball. See you guys next time.
4:30 Eastern time. Watch Mike Samich on America's Best Racing. 4:30 Eastern. He'll be doing the Haskell.
Got it.